Veronica is a Samburu girl and a survivor of brutal female genital mutilation.
Kwa Samburu sherehe ikifika, tunasherehekea jioni, alafu kesho asubuhi nikatairishwa asubuhi. Alafu venye nilitairishwa, tuseme kama ni leo nilitairishwa leo asubuhi, unakaa tu leo peke yake, alafu kesho nikaenda kwa mzee.
A common practice is to cut young girls like Veronica before they are old enough to resist. Once cut, marriage follows.
Sasa kwa Samburu, sasa ukifikisha 9 years umekuwa mkubwa sana. Sasa mimi nikakaa, wazee wakakuja. Wakakuwa basi tu story na babangu na wazee wengine. Wazee wengine ndo anakupeana, alafu anamwambia baba. Alafu baba asipokubali, anamwambia kama huwezi kubali tunamlaani huyo mtoto. Babangu akakubali. Sasa mimi nikaenda kushunga, nikakuja jioni. Mungu akaniambia kuna wasee wamekuja hapa wameleta sukari. Sasa babako amesema utaenda kwa mzee. Sasa mama ana hata uwezo wa kusema kitu, yetu ananyamaza. Akisema kitu atashapwa hapo. Sasa mimi nilikuwa bibi wa 4. Nilikuwa nafuata watatu, nikapelekwa hiyo nyumba. Sasa bado niko mgonjwa.
The Samburu community has been circumcising or cutting their girls for centuries. It is believed cutting is done to stop the women from straying once men are away herding. Now, it is just a way of life, and hundreds of women and girls have not been lucky to escape the knife.
The major counties that we have on the spot are 22, but I will just talk about the northeastern region, which has the highest FGM at 94%. We have Wajir, Tana River, Garissa, and Mandera. Then we also have Samburu, Marsabit, Isiolo, Baringo, West Pokot, and obviously Kuria in Migori County. We have a very big problem there, especially the cross-border issue. And also Kajiado and Narok as some of the hotspot counties.
A mother would allow her daughter to be so brutally amputated with all the risks of infection, difficult childbirth, and deprivation of sexual pleasure. But when women in these villages refuse genital mutilation, the social costs are high.
Hawezi mwambia na kina mama wasea Samburu? Hapana. Najua chungo. Hii msenzi okesha kwa mboma. Mose anapika mtu mpaka anakufa. Anasema si wewe na nini? Nachunga watoto yangu. Mimi iko. Na malisa mtu.
Nancy is 14 and her family lived in the volatile remote village of Suguta. She is the 6th born of 9 children. Her elder brothers have passed in school already. Yet, her young sister has already been cut and married off, and she was next on the line.
Kwa Samburu msichana hapasi kuambiwa kama anaolewa, wanapanga tu. Alafu hiyo siku ikifika unaambiwa umfuate huyo mtu hata kama umjui. Mimi ndio nilikuwa naenda shule narudi. So venye ilifika ilikaribia hao watu wanikuje wanioe. Nikaambiwa nisiende shule, mimi sana si wa shule. Nikaambia babangu kwa nini nisiende shule, akaniambia masomo haina maana. Sasa venye umefika umefaa. Nafaa sasa kuwa unaenda kwako kukaa sasa na kupata familia yako. Kwa sababu nikamwambia kwa nini, akaniambia si hata mama yako alikuwa hivyo na akakuja akapata familia, sasa ndio maana nyinyi mko hapa hivi. Nilikuwa naolewa nikiwa na 9 years, nilikuwa class 1.
We came to understand that many of these parents give out their children because of poverty, that is poverty and drought. If these mothers can be empowered economically, maybe such cultural practices to some extent can go to low level, if I would say. Yeah, if there is any support, mothers also can be supported in, and also boy child be also involved in the program, to be enlightened about also the importance of education, to avoid bad moralism, they need to be helped a lot.
According to the UNICEF report, 1 in 5 girls face child marriage or female genital mutilation. In Kenya alone, close to 3 million women and girls have been cut. On the other hand, a young girl is married off every 2 seconds globally.
Kama mambo na ukeketaji na watoto wasichana kuozwa kwa umri mdogo, hiyo tumesimamisha, na pia ukeketaji tunang'ang'ana nayo kabisa ili ipate kuisha.
Despite a drop in female genital mutilation, according to Kenya Demographic and Health Survey report of 2014, FGM prevalence still stands at 21%, while in 2008-2009 it was at 27%, and in 2003 it was at 32%. However, young girls as young as 9 years in pastoral communities of Kenya remain vulnerable to this tradition.
And then the community also is now coming up with other ways of dealing with FGM, like cutting girls at a younger age. We are now seeing children of 6 months, 1 year, 2 years being cut, so that by the time they reach us, when we are telling them to say no, they've already been cut. So that's a very big challenge. Then we have medicalization, where we have medics now cutting the girls, not the traditional cutters, but now the medics.
At the Sisters of Mary Immaculate Rescue Center in Suguta Valley, a group of women is gathering to discuss how to replace cutting with an alternative rite of passage, which gives girls a chance to become women without being cut. This is a group of women who either have undergone the cut or their daughters are victims of this deeply rooted tradition.
The number is increasing. It has been increasing. But of late, it's like now people have started understanding the importance of education. Because even before, it was hard for us to keep those girls, because we could feel insecure. Because now, we are fighting with the cultural practices of the area. And majority of the community, we are not understanding why our sisters going against what we believe and what we have been doing.
When Sister Teresa Nduku was posted in Suguta Valley, Samburu County 3 decades ago, she had one mission: to spread the gospel of hope. Seeing the overwhelming hardship, poverty, and oppressive cultural practices inflicted on women and girls, Sister Teresa went on a mission in saving the vulnerable Samburu girls and offered them a second chance to live a much better life.
We had sisters who were teaching the nearby school, Sukuta Primary, and the sisters came to discover when they are taking roll call in classes, some girls are missing. Every day, girls are missing in class. So they got interested to know, where are these girls going? So what happened, they tried to seek the information, to get the information where the girls are going. And then that's when they were told, these girls whom you are not seeing in class, they are coming, going, they have already been given out for marriage by their parents. And these are girls of 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. These are these children, young girls. So that prompted sisters to feel that we need to do something so that we can be able to rescue the lives of these girls and also to fight for their rights. Every child has a right to education, to live, and also live happily.
The real thorn in the flesh is how this group of women will penetrate the deeply rooted and well-organized culture of cutting young girls in their villages and still battle the stigma of rejection and superstition about FGM, which are the main barriers to change.
When we were in our convent, in the sister's house, girls could come. We found many girls outside our house, and so we wanted to know, why are they running from their homes to our house? So we wanted to know their story. They told us, sisters, please hide us here we are being given out for marriage by our parents by force, and we want education. We want to go to school. So we had no choice other than accommodating those those girls in our house, in our own house, the convent. So that is a hideout. We try to keep the girls inside. So it's from there we felt now the number has increased and we cannot live together with the girls in the same house. And therefore we had to seek legal permission to have them officially and with permission. So we approached by then the DC, and the DC came and saw that we were really doing it. The sisters were doing good job, and so they gave us permission and legal letter to open a rescue center. Together with that, actually, even the land the rescue center was given out by the government for that purpose. They are also rescued by the children officers, the police, and then after they are rescued, they are brought to us. Us, as the Sisters of Mary Immaculate, we do provide safe custody for them. They live with us, and then from there, we start appealing for people of goodwill to come on board to help us support the girls, especially through education.
At the bottom of her heart, she knew this is where God wanted her to be. Over 300 girls have gone through the center and made it in life.
Currently, we have 2 girls in the university, and we also have 5 more girls in colleges, that is especially secretarial colleges, and we have 18 girls in secondary school, different secondary schools. We also have 42 girls who are in boarding schools outside Samburu County. Sometimes when we get people of goodwill and they help us educate them, we find it good to take them from the locality, outside the locality, get their education outside the Samburu locality, because that's where they will have a good exposure of what's happening outside Samburu County. We have trained teachers who are already working. We have police women. We have secretaries. We have mothers who are in good businesses. We have mothers who are living their good life with husbands, or rather with family of their own choices, without being forced by the society.
Sister Teresa has further introduced the He for She program at the rescue center, targeting boys and girls to openly debate and share ideas, as well as the integration of FGM and child marriage as topics of discussion in life skills training. And she argues that to end FGM, such training should be implemented as part of the school curriculum.
Because of Moranism, it was a threat. A child was a threat to she child. So today, we have incorporated the he child, that is the boy child, in the program, together with the she child, that is girl child, in the program, so that we can mentor them together, character formation together, and also they may care for each other. Boy child to care for the boy child to care for the girl child, and also this equality, gender equality, that we may not concentrate so much on girl child, leaving the boy child behind.
Is to let them know that they are not bound to culture. Some other worlds, parts of the world have gone far, not following the culture, and they made it in life. Several issues concerning the society are decisions made by men, and it has been on the go since a long time ago. So I saw it that it will be passed from generation to generation, and we saw the need to incorporate young men, these are the Moran, so that in future they will see the limelight, and now that they are Morans, they are the ones to make those decisions in future. Now having that knowledge of the dangers of FGM, they will help in curbing the situation and other malpractices.
You see, counseling is not something that is known here. So what you do, you give them time, and then after some time you start befriending them. So with time, they'll start telling you about the issues they have faced, how they ended up in FGM, child marriage, and then from then, that's when you start the counseling process. You pass them through the grief stages of, how they pass through that and how they can be able to deal with the situation that they have come from home and that now they're in a rescue center.
So when you go to schools, you'll find the schools are full with girls and boys. Though it reaches a certain extent, the girls withdraw. They are forced to withdraw so that they can be given out in exchange of goats and the cows. But mostly it's brought up by drought. The reason is because of the drought and famine in the area. So parents may think, no, if I give out my daughter, I'll be able to get goats and cows to sustain me as wealth. So girl child in the area is looked at as an asset, which can give wealth to the family. But because the government has intervened so much on this, today they are getting to understand and getting to see the seriousness of the matter, that every child has right to education and to live well.
A core component of peer exchange has also been identifying mentors, including other children and young people who have been part of life skill programs or other debates in their communities. While Anti-FGM Board is working on operationalizing the male engagement policy to provide guidelines and coordination to all actors engaging in FGM programs on how to conduct community dialogues and alternative rites of passage, information and communication.
We are looking at now having strengthening the community champions. So going forward, now we are launching the male guidelines, but now we need to work on a community-specific manual on how to train community champions. Have the women on board, because the women are the perpetrators of FGM. And this one is something that we are working on. We already have another curriculum that we did with the Kenya School of Government. That one is for a higher level, but now we want to work on a community-based curriculum that can engage the women at community level so that they understand why we are saying no to FGM.
We want to believe that these girls will not stay with us forever. They belong to the community. And so we sat down and felt to prepare the grounds for them to reintegrate the girls back to the community. We need to involve their mothers, even the boy child, even the community around. Because staying with the girls here, they don't belong to the center. At the end of the day, they'll come back to the community. So that's what we did. We incorporated mothers. Already we have 50 mothers on board who do come to the center, stay with the girls, or maybe they can also go to the poultry farming. They do poultry farming together. Even mothers can also do tailoring. They do tailoring in the center. This it's a way of preparing grounds outside for these girls. When they go home, when the time they will be going back to the community, they will be received, because the mothers will feel we were part of these girls when they were also in the rescue center.
We've already worked on a male engagement guideline with our stakeholders, and we are going to launch it in 2023 during the International Day of Zero Tolerance. But we've already started sharing it out, because what we have realized is that men are key stakeholders in the campaign to end FGM. Because traditionally, you would not get married if you're not cut, even today. So we want to train our young men, plus our older men, that it is okay to marry a woman who is not cut.
These girls, after they are rescued and brought to us, of course, they depend totally on us. Feeding, clothing, medication, what they are doing inside here, accommodation, they totally depend on us, because it's not a school such that they'll pay the school fees, no. But people of goodwill come in and support us, support the girls. We also have a farming in place. No, the place is rocky, but what we do, we We import soil, so to say. Where we can get soil, we get soil outside the area, and then so that soil is what we put on top of the stones, and then we are able to get to plant some vegetables, skuma wiki, the tomatoes, such kind. So that will help us support and sustain ourselves in the center, because actually it is hard and very expensive to maintain the girls at the center without some support from doing some activities to help ourselves, to sustain ourselves. We really face a lot of challenges, more especially limited resources. These girls, as I said before, they totally depend on people of goodwill, depend on us. As far as their food is concerned, as far as their school fees is concerned, their clothing, their medical bills, their children, they get sick. And you'll be surprised to find that maybe you get a hospital bill of over 200,000, because we have been sending girls they get sick, we take them to hospital, and then of course hospital you have to pay. So we face a lot of challenges in sustaining ourselves.
The Kenyan law as provided for in Article 2 of the Constitution and the enactment of the Prohibition of Female Genital Mutilation Act of 2011 recognizes that FGM is not only a harmful practice but also a violation of human rights and is punishable by law. At the same time, the Children's Act of 2001 Section 14 criminalizes the subjection of a child to harmful cultural practices. This statute gives parents the responsibility to ensure the safety and security of their children. Further, the Protection Against Domestic Violence Act of 2015 classifies FGM as violence and provides for protection measures for survivors and victims of domestic violence, including FGM.
We obviously know that elders are the gatekeepers of culture. Nothing can happen in a community without engaging the elders. And that is why for us, engaging elders is very important. You know of the 2021 Kisima Declaration that was done by the Samburu elders, where they signed a declaration in the presence of the former president to say that they will end FGM and child marriage among the Samburu. And the elders still hold on to that. And we are now working together with elders, but also younger boys to socialize them. And also young people. We have launched the Youth Anti-FGM Network Kenya chapter in Samburu County, so that the young people in the universities can also be engaged. At the moment, we have even started working with Men and FGM and UNICEF and other stakeholders to make sure that we engage the university students who are the fathers of tomorrow and the husbands of tomorrow.
Nancy and Veronica are still struggling to come to terms with what happened. It is easy to forgive, but so hard to forget the pain inflicted to these young girls by people they trusted most, who turned out to be their aggressors.
Venye nilikuja rescue, nilielewa mambo mingi, masomo, discipline, kila kitu nikaa nimejua. Sasa mimi sasa hata sitaki kuenda nyumbani, natamani tu kusoma. Na nimeshasamehewa. Natamani Mungu anisaidie nisome, alafu niende nimsaidie.
Right now at the moment, the rescue center has 78 girls, and the capacity of our dormitory can only hold 50. So to some extent, we are not in a position, even when we are called upon to give safe custody to more girls, we are not in a position. We would wish so much to help, but we are not in a position because the shelter, the dormitory, is full of the capacity.
The rescue center makes the world a better and safer place for pastoralist girls through provision of life opportunities and psychological care, free from the harmful and retrogressive cultural practices of FGM, child marriage, and making their dreams in education a reality. For KTN News, I'm Levis Msumba.
Bora Irrigation Scheme which is located in Tana